the second annual BeerFriends Final Four, BFF4 hashtag. We have 4 beers left. We have the Founders Breakfast Stout. This is a Founders brew. That's the red rye PA. And Breakfast Stout is actually a seasonal beer. You can only find it from September to December. So in those months, be sure to look and stock up for the rest of the year. And
we also have Nebraska Brewing Company's Brunette Nut Brown Ale.
Now, Paul and I really like each other, but our beers are battling each other, so now we hate each other. I'm of the Colorado-Michigan bracket, and in the Colorado-Michigan bracket, we had 2 stouts come out and battle in the Elite Eight. We had the Founders Breakfast Stout and the Great Divide Yeti. Yeti's a delicious beer, lost by this much. But Founders comes through strong. And they're battling the...
They're taking on the Brunette Nut Brown Ale by Nebraska Brewing Company. It's a big time. It's a big time.
It is big
time. And it's fun. Nebraska beat Cigar City, which was the 16th seed. Cigar City Highlight IPA, which had come out of nowhere to take out. It beat Nugget Nectar. It went through, and then it went through Flying Dog. It beat a bunch of big ones to come up with an Elite 8 pairing that I didn't expect at all. And Nebraska's people came through. They started to vote. They got into it, and they pushed it through into the Final Four.
Yeah. To
take on your Founders, your stout. So we got it's a brunette. It's a nut brown ale, which is I'm a big fan of. I like that. I had a good pick this year. I had a nice bracket this year, and I enjoy brown ales. Big fan. Started drinking with Newcastle, and just have continued to go. And I like this brown ale a lot. It's lighter, but I enjoy it. It's up against a darker stout with a lot more flavor, but a lot of different flavors.
Alright.
I think it's good. I think it's tasty. Best of luck. Best of luck to Nebraska. Now let's toss it over to Graham and Phil.
Alright. Thank you, Brad and Paul. Phil and I are very excited to be here. We're going to introduce you to the East versus West competition between the BeerFriends Final Four. We have a very exciting bracket to talk about right now, Phil.
It's been, I think, two of the most surprising ones that we've been dealing with so far would be your bracket and my bracket to get to this point in the Final Four, really.
Yeah, I mean, the upsets that have happened between the Midwest and the South have been exciting.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, I think what's been happening here in the East versus West, incredible. Today, the big stories with us are Cape Cod Red and Captain Lawrence in the Northeast.
Right.
Each round for both beers hitting up,
pretty unbelievable. I mean, it seemed to be the most hotly contested competition in the entire BeerFriends Final Four that we've been doing for the last week or so. Now, one of the things that speaks well, it speaks well to both Captain Lawrence and to Cape Cod for both of their fans. It's, not only was it the most hotly contested and closest race that we've had so far in the BeerFriends Final Four, but it also had the most votes by far, by at least a factor of 10. So both of those things both speak well for both breweries because their fans are very big fans of each of them.
Yeah, this year and last year, and it's impressive. Obviously, they are both dedicated to their quality craft brews that they make, and their fans realize it too, or else they wouldn't be voting for them.
Absolutely.
So, unfortunately, both of them can't win. Thank you for playing Captain Lawrence Liquid Gold. We hope to see how well you guys do next year, but this year, Cape Cod Red,
they did take it
the Final Four.
By a margin. By
a very
slim margin. Yeah,
very red,
absolutely.
Very easily drinkable red. Yeah. Hanging out with the West. Who we got in the West?
That's what we take. Well, I'll tell you, the West was an interesting thing because I think out of all of the 4 territories that we put out for this whole thing, the West was kind of the most evenly distributed as far as breweries that we take out here in New York. I mean, kind of my personal favorites for it was obviously we had Stone in there. Sierra Nevada were both big contenders for it. Stone had 2 in the whole thing, so did Sierra Nevada. But then to get into the last round, get into the Final Four, we had 2 very strong hop flavors. We had Speakeasy Big Daddy IPA versus Stone Arrogant Bastard Ale, and pulled it out in the end. Speakeasy.
Brad, put it on top. All right. Here we go. Start with Phil. Phil, we have Nebraska.
I got Nebraska's mine. Thank you. Phil has Speakeasy, Big Daddy.
I'm going to go with the underdog because Speakeasy is the underdog for the whole thing. I'm going to go with Speakeasy, not just because it's the West one. I'm going to call it. I think I'm going to come through the back.
Was rated higher. I believe the lowest rated is Nebraska, and they are the type of dandy here.
But they've had more of that. I'm going to call.
Oh, it is not better.
Graham.
Sorry, I'm going with Cape Cod.
Oh, God, it's such a surprise.
Come here, bro.
You know, I'm not really surprised, but you know what? Cape Cod right now? Cape Cod right now is blowing the roof off this tournament.
That's true. That's true.
Nobody can play defense against them. They're playing crazy offense.
Right.
It's just such an easy,
It's true.
drinkable red.
True.
That
True,
who
true.
wouldn't vote for it?
Right.
Who wouldn't vote for it?
I'm gonna stick with my boys. I'm gonna stick with Nebraska.
You going Nebraska?
They've been picking it. They've been going with it. I'm with them the whole way. They've really taken my tournament. And
Let me guess. Are you going to go with Founders?
Not at all. Not at all.
Founders, we love you.
The thing is that Cape Cod has such a small following because you can only get it basically on the Cape. And if you drive to the Cape and then take it off, that's the only way you can get it. But Cape Cod has such a solid following that I think that they're going to follow through. I think that so many people, it's one of those beers, it's one of the Founders and the 6 Point that you find and you're like, oh my God, I love this beer. And I'm going to vote for this beer as much as I possibly can. 6 Point obviously is spread out enough that's gotten big enough, and Founders is like, I mean, it's interesting because it's Founders was the biggest, and it's spread the most. 6 Point is a little bit smaller, but it's spread to Philly and up to Connecticut now.
Right.
And then Cape Cod is still that little point, and all three of those breweries are so amazing that it's you find those beer drinkers that are like, you know what? I love this beer. I'm going to drink only this beer as much as I can. And I think Cape Cod is that. And I think the Cape Cod people, wherever they are, they're just refreshing their browser and voting.
He brings up a really good point for Cape Cod to have such a good showing so far with such a relatively small distribution area. It's pretty impressive. And then we're in the rounds to get to the championship round. Final four, get your votes in now because there's only a couple days left. And then eventually there could be only one.
Monday at midnight. And then...
And then we'll win championship
and then it
round.
kicks right up Tuesday. It's going to kick right up championship.
What's this Twitter thing?
Twitter. It's if you're on the Twitter, you can find us at the Twitter. No, just Twitter.com. Wow. On Twitter.com, BeerFriends, and then we like the hashtag as you did earlier with BFF4 to follow this around.